You're listening to the Doctor Is In podcast, brought to you by MartinClinic.com. During the episode, the doctors share a lot of information. As awesome as the info may be, it is not intended to diagnose, cure, treat, or prevent any disease. It's strictly for informational purposes.
Hey guys, so this is a headline that came out this week, and I flagged it right away because carbohydrates. Okay, listen to what I'm going to say. Carbohydrates increase the relative risk of colorectal cancer, which is an epidemic today. Colorectal cancer is one of the fastest developing cancers and fastest growing in terms of what it does in the population. Fastest growing cancer in, the number one cancer is still lung cancer, okay? But colorectal is just moving right up there. I think it's in the number 2 or 3 spot. Like, it's just so common. I'm going to talk about that a little bit this morning. But the risk of dying, carbohydrates, okay? The relative risk of colorectal cancer is increased by 600% when you're a carboholic. Now, why didn't that hit the headlines of the major media? I mean, folks, that's worse than smoking. It ain't the red meat. I've been telling you that for so many years. It ain't the red meat. Go online, go to 99% of all the Google searches and Google red meat, and you're going to see a link between red meat and colorectal cancer, never mind all the other negative stuff that they talk about. It ain't the red meat. Here's a study that comes out in the past week that says your risk, if you're a carboholic, eating carbs increases your risk of colorectal cancer by 600%. Yes. It's the carbs. It's the sugar. I tell you guys, it's just like incredible. But there's a narrative out there, and it doesn't fit the narrative. So even the major media, I looked, I didn't see it anywhere posted, this new study on colorectal cancer, which again, like I said, is an incredible cancer that it seems that it's attacking our population like you would not believe. It's carbs. It's sugar. Remember the PET scan. If you got colorectal cancer, they put you in the PET scan. You take a glass of radioactive sugar, and then you light up like a Christmas tree. It's the carbs. Guys, why do you think I love the reset so much? You know, they've asked me 1,000 times, Doc, do you really mean red meat on this reset? Yes, I mean it. Isn't it dangerous? No, it's not. The cereal companies, don't eat bacon and eggs. Eat our cereal. Cancer rates went through the roof. Because it ain't bacon and eggs in your butter, guys. It's the cereal and toast with all the refined grains and whatever. Guys, I know I'm preaching to the choir this morning, but when these things come out and the media won't cover it, it doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't fit their sponsorship from the cereal companies and the big food industry. The big food industry hates red meat. You know, they can barely tolerate chicken. But guys, this ought to drive you crazy. It gets my blood pressure going. It gets my cortisol going. Because it's unreal. That's why anybody that even think for 5 seconds they have cancer should go on the reset for 4 weeks. 0 carbs. It's amazing how many people want to negotiate with me on carbohydrates. Oh, Doc, can I have a little bit of carbs? No, you can't for 4 weeks. Stop the carbs. Don't feed the cancer. It ain't the red meat, guys. That's headline number 1. And I'm going to preach it and preach it and preach it. Because it's the poor cows. The environmentalists want the cows out of business because of their flatulence. And the animal lovers want the cows out of business because they don't want you to eat anything with eyeballs. But guys, this is science. Cancer, colorectal, Doc, I need my fiber. I gotta have my fiber to make my bowel. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's so overrated. You'll do just fine. Your bowel actually, when I tell you on the reset that I'm sending your pancreas to Hawaii for 4 weeks. It's on a holiday. Some of you said, can I go with my pancreas to Hawaii? But your pancreas, you're not using it. You're not using insulin for 4 weeks. Like hardly a bit, like not enough to even talk about. But your gut is also getting a rest. It's getting a wonderful rest. Why? Okay? Why? Because you're not putting, there's more than 3 reasons, but I'm just going to reinforce it. I don't want for 4 weeks. People must think I'm crazier than a hoot owl, right? When I tell you this, but this is my experience. So I have to tell you my experience. When you cut out fruits and vegetables for 4 weeks. Now listen, I didn't say it's forever, but it's for 4 weeks. Some people, I've had people on the reset for 2 years. It's not that I was telling them they couldn't have any vegetables or whatever. I wasn't telling them that. That was only 4 weeks, but they felt so good. They're so scared to eat anything but eggs, meat, and cheese. They feel so good. So I said, well, keep on keeping on. Like if you were an Eskimo living in the Arctic or whatever, well, you ain't eating a lot of vegetables. I don't think there's too many fruit growing on the trees that there's no trees anyways. They just don't eat that stuff. Now, look, I'm not telling you it's no good. I'm just telling you there's 3 reasons why I don't want you to eat it. One of them really is I want you to lower your fiber for a bit. Fiber, I look at it, you need fiber, Dr. Martin, because otherwise you're not going to go for a poo. Yeah, you'll go for a poo when you need to. You might not go for a poo as often. So what? It actually settles your gut down. For people that have IBS and they go on the reset, they can't believe it. Or diverticulosis. Diverticulosis is little pouches in your gut. And I'll tell you, vegetables and fruit irritate that. I always tell, I got a lot of... Diverticulosis happens in women much more than men. Why? They eat too much salad. Chicken and salad, salad and chicken and salad. I said, quit eating all that salad. You don't have 4 stomachs. Yeah, but Doc, I love salad, especially if it's spinach and Caesar salad and salad. I know, but you don't need it. How much nutrients do you think's in salad? But if you go online and Google, I don't know, salad and broccoli or whatever, they'll tell you this is the best stuff in the world and don't eat red meat. It's craziness. It's craziness, guys. It's not true. Isn't that an unbelievable headline? So cut the carbs out of your body. Like you don't need a lot of carbs. It's always the answer. Anything that's negative in your body, it's always the answer. It's carbs and sugar, carbs. Hey guys, I don't care what kind of bread you eat. In 5 seconds, it's going to be sugar. Any noodle, it's going to be sugar. It's sugar. And your insulin goes crazy. and your gut goes crazy, and you're feeding yeast inside of your gut with sugars. There's always a little bit of yeast inside your gut. Don't feed the bears. Okay, so isn't it crazy? Somebody said, does it have to be organic? Well, no, it doesn't have to be organic. It's better if it's grass-fed beef, 100%. Grass-fed just gives you, there's more omega-3 in grass-fed beef than there is in fish. And fish is good for you. Oh, Doc, what about the mercury? Well, look, don't get the big fish, like tuna and that, that's got more mercury in it. But like your fish in Northern Ontario, or you get fish locally, and especially the smaller fish, nah, they're good for you. I have fish every day in a capsule because I don't like fish. Okay? I'm a big baby, by the way, in case you guys didn't know that. Okay? People, look, I'm going against the grain. You don't think I don't understand that? I feel like John the Baptist in the wilderness, crying in the wilderness, alone. Repent. Turn around. Change your mind. What you've been told isn't true. Right? It's not true. Carbs are, and especially in the day and age in which we live. Okay? Especially in the day and age in which you live. We live in a carb-infested world. People are consuming 200 pounds of sugar a year. I mean, that's a dump truck unloading 200 pounds of sugar a year. It's added to everything. That's what's creating havoc in our society. What did I say about the other day about diabetes? There was another story that came out. Let me tell you this, okay? Just because I want to tell you another headline this week. 80% of diabetics, okay, this is kind of incredible. 80% of diabetics die of heart disease. 80%. If you're a diabetic, if you come into my office, okay, you come into my office and you're a diabetic, I see it every day. I tell people, you're on the Titanic. Hello? I'm trying to get your attention. 80% of diabetics die of a heart attack or stroke. That's what they die of. And I was telling you the other day, diabetics, if you're a diabetic, you are 50% more likely to get Alzheimer's. Guys, those are statistics. This came out this week. 80% of diabetics die of heart disease. What's the connection? It's the sugar in the bloodstream. And I know you can get on medication like insulin and metformin and other glyburide and all these medications, but those medications don't fix your diabetes. They manage your diabetes, but they don't fix your diabetes. And 80% of the people that are diabetics are going to have a heart attack or stroke. 80%. It's incredible. Who's talking about that? Who's telling you this? The mainstream media don't like it. Because, like I always tell you, there's two big industries in the world. They run the world. They run the world. Don't worry about politicians, guys. Politicians are in these people's back pockets, bought and paid for. I haven't seen, maybe you have, I haven't seen a politician stand up to these people. The pharmaceutical industry and the food industry. They own the world. They run it. And I'm not a conspiracy person. I'm just telling you. And the news media kowtow to these people. They do. The pharmaceutical industry alone, for every politician in the USA, I don't know what it's like in Canada. I've never seen the statistic. But for every politician, every assemblyman, every congressman or people in the Senate in the United States, the pharmaceutical industry has 2 lobbyists for every one of them in Washington. Well, guys, diabetes is big business. I told you this the other day. This is another statistic just on diabetes. It costs the American economy $1 trillion a year. That's twice the defense budget of the American government. The government spends $500 billion a year on defense. Okay? That's why the military is so big in the United States. It's a big thing, right? But it ain't nothing compared to the diabetic. What it costs for diabetes just to treat it in the US of A. It's $1 trillion. And they spend money that they don't even have. In Canada, we're no better. We're in such a deficit spending. I don't want to get into politics. I just want to tell you what's happening, guys. The clear and present danger is not the environment. It's not the climate. It's not. I'm not saying we shouldn't be good stewards of our earth, and I want clean air like you do, and I want clean water just like you do. I do. I do. Absolutely. I don't mind paying taxes for clean water and clean air. But folks, it costs the average household in Canada $13,000 a year for our healthcare. It's not free. We don't have enough room in our hospitals in Canada. There's not enough tea in China to pay for. No, but to pay for diabetes. Just diabetes. And diabetes is a food disorder. That's why in the 1950s, when I was a little boy, it only affected like 1 out of 1,000 or 10,000. It's 1 out of 2 today. Because a lot of people, oh, doc, I'm not a diabetic. I said, oh, yeah, I just looked at your A1C. It's elevated. And as Dr. Kraft, the one who did the most research on diabetes, said, no, you are already a diabetic. Don't wait till your doctor tells you. Because when your doctor tells you that you're a diabetic, you're on the Titanic and an inch away from hitting the iceberg. Look, you've been a diabetic for years. Diabetes doesn't come overnight. Oh, doc, last week I wasn't a diabetic and today I'm a diabetic. Nah, you've been a diabetic for a long time. The last thing to occur is that your blood sugar got out of control. And listen to me. I promised my good buddy, Dr. Troy Bennett in Newfoundland, that I would talk about hypoglycemia. Because hypoglycemia, guys, is still trouble. You know, oh, doc, I got trouble with low blood sugar. I'm 100 miles away from being a diabetic. No, you're not. You might be as skinny as a rake and you're on your way to diabetes because you have high circulating insulin. Oh, doc, I never put on weight. Or my blood sugar is actually low. If I don't eat, my blood sugar goes down. Well, that's pre-diabetic. You don't do well with carbohydrates, even though you'll take a carbohydrate. I think I had somebody online asking me a question. Can't remember if it was online or at the office yesterday, but somebody asked me, well, my sugars go so low because they're on meds for diabetes that I take a glass of juice just to get them up. No. Don't drink juice under any circumstances. Never have another glass of juice, ever. I don't care what kind of juice it is. Now, you can have Dr. Martin's Perfect Smoothie. That's different. Because it ain't juice. It's high protein and fat. Because I get you to put 35% whipped cream in it. There ain't no carbs in it. Fat, cream. Cream's good for your brain. But it won't elevate your blood sugar, you see. But if you got low blood sugar and hypoglycemia, you got trouble with insulin. Insulin's job is to control your blood sugar by getting sugar out of your bloodstream and not allowing your sugars to go too low either. That's not good for you either, but it's always a problem of insulin, and insulin is a problem of carbohydrates. Freshly squeezed, no. Oh, Dr. Martin, it's Tropicana. It's full of fiber. Fiber. You ladies and your fiber. Nah. Why cream? but not milk. You can live on meat. You can live on eggs and cheese. There's a reason I pick all three. Guys, because cream has no sugar. Cream has no carbs. Can I use half and half, Doc? Well, I guess a little bit, but there's still a little bit of carbs in that. I don't want no carbs. Full organic milk. Well, read the label. I don't care if it's organic. It's better, but it's still full of sugar. They take the fat out of it. Milk is fat. Go milk a cow. It's cream. I've never milked a cow, but all my farmer friends tell me that. And by the way, you farmers, you owe me money. Send check. Why? Because I'm your best friend. Farmers, you owe me money. True or false? You do. I talk about you guys all the time. Get back to the farm and eat off the farm. Quit eating in the middle aisles of your grocery stores. That's the food industry. Okay? Yeah, and don't drink milk unless you got a cow in the backyard. Drink cream. You can have cream in your coffee. Don't have milk in your coffee. You know? Nah, milk's no good for you. You know, Doc, I got to have some almond milk. Why? Why do you got to have almond milk? Who told you that was good for you? You know? Coconut milk's pretty good for you. The real coconut milk. Okay? It's full of fat. Almond milk don't have enough fat in it. For me. Okay? Isn't that incredible? 80% of the diabetics are going to have a heart attack. 80%. You want to lower your risk if you're a diabetic? Well, stop being a diabetic. 4 weeks, reset. Send your pancreas to Hawaii and eat nothing but eggs, meat, and cheese. No negotiations. Eggs, meat, and cheese. It's amazing what will happen to your body. Guys, if you have not joined our Martin Clinic Facebook group, join. I'll tell you why. You will see testimonies in there. Unbelievable. Okay? What happens to your body in 4 weeks? You want to do a detox? Empty your liver. And by the way, if you're a diabetic, you got trouble with your liver. Not just your pancreas. Your liver is in deep doo-doo. You've got to clean out your liver, and you clean out your liver when you cut out your carbohydrates. You want to fix your kidneys? Stop eating carbs. It'll fix your kidneys. Oh, Doc, I read online. I read it. I got protein in my urine, and that means I must be eating too much protein. No, it isn't, because you're eating too many carbs. That's why you got protein in your urine. It ain't protein. See how I get my workout? I do these things and I get a workout. Okay? Do you know that my recipe used to be in the cancer clinic in Sudbury? Dr. Martin's Perfect Smoothie used to be in the cancer clinic because all the people that worked in there, a lot of the nurses and that worked in the cancer clinic loved me and used to come and see me, and they would hand it out. I guess an oncologist got a hold of it and he got really upset. That Dr. Martin, he's such a quack. Yeah, I get that a lot. Believe you me, I get it a lot. Okay? Okay, I love you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I love answering your questions. Okay, I got a little thing I want to talk about. Red meat is acidic. No, it isn't. Guys, listen. I got to slow my heart down because I get really uptight about this. For years and years and years, and even today, they'll tell you that when you eat red meat, you make your body acidic. Okay? That's not true. It's not true. Don't believe that for 1 minute. Red meat does not make you acidic in your body. It's like I tell people, well, let me give you an example. You have a tomato. Acidic? Oh yeah, it's acidic, Doc, for sure. Yeah, but once it gets in your gut, your body releases sodium bicarbonate. You know what sodium bicarbonate is? Baking soda. Your body has baking soda. So when you eat a tomato, it gets into your gut. Your body releases baking soda to make it alkaline. That's why tomatoes, not on the reset, but tomatoes are good for you, right? They have lycopene. That's so good for you. But tomatoes are not acidic once they get into your gut. Your body knows how to take a tomato and make it alkaline by pouring out baking soda. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. So when you eat a piece of steak, your body releases baking soda to make it alkaline, and it's so good for you. The only acidic food that's acidic once it gets into your system is sugar. That's acidic. Sugar's acidic. And it don't turn alkaline in your system. That's why it's another reason why it's so poisonous. Okay? I know you read it online. You read it online, and Jane, lots of studies. Yeah, what are they? What kind of studies are they? Okay? I always tell people, look, they are observational studies, meaning that, certain amount of people have cancer. Okay? What did you eat for the last 5 years? Guys, I can hardly remember what I ate last night. Never mind what I've been eating for 5 years. And I had hot dogs. Yeah, but what they don't take into account, I was drinking alcohol, I smoked like a fiend, or I did no exercise, and they blame the hot dog when they should be blaming the bun. I'm telling you. Look, okay, guys, I know some of you on there, some of you out there don't believe it. Okay. Isn't that wonderful? We live in a free country. Isn't it wonderful? I can come online and give you my opinion. You might not agree with it. I always tell people, because I get a lot of researchers disagree with Dr. Martin. Oh, Dr. Martin, you're a quack. They're researchers. They work with mice. I work with people. Yeah, I'm a clinician. I'm not a researcher. I know I'm VP of research at the Martin Clinic, but I'm a clinician. I see people. Those people in the lab, they see mice. And they make these conclusions. I'm not saying they're always wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying is, like I had a guy sort of giving me a hard time the other day. I can eat whatever I want, and I'm built like a truck and whatever. I said, man, well, you don't represent the population that I see. The population I see come in, and they're metabolically, they're upside down. They got high blood sugar, they got fatty liver, they got high blood pressure, their thyroid's not working, their adrenals are not working, they got belly fat, they got all sorts of problems going on. And I said, I don't deal with the 5-star athlete that works out 24 hours a day and is as disciplined as all get out. Those are usually not my typical patient. I'm a clinician. I'm telling you what red meat does for you and how good it is for you. And it ain't acidic. It's not. It don't make you acidic. It actually makes you alkaline. That's why I love you. You question. I got no problem with that. Okay? I got no problem with that. You question me. I'm going to try and defend my position till the cows come home. Remember, farmers, you owe me the cows. Remember? I used the cows come home. Okay, I love you guys. I've been doing this for too long, 45 years. And I've been a low-carb guy for as long as I've been around. So there you go. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Join the Martin Clinic Facebook group if you're not on it. Love you.
You've reached the end of another Doctor is In podcast with your hosts, Dr. Martin Jr. and Sr. Be sure to catch our next episode, and thanks for listening.